Shrunken heads. The Jaivro people removed and shrank the heads of their enemies. These heads, called sansa, were kept as trophies and held spiritual significance. These people, who still live in remote parts of the rainforest in Peru and Ecuador, believed in the continuation of the spirit after death. Following a belief similar to that of Owergild, the Anglo-Saxon code that asserted a clan was due payment, either in the form of wealth or the life of the enemy, when the enemy had killed one of the clan's members. The Jaivro would kill and decapitate an enemy who had killed one of their own members. Once they had carried out this vengeance for the death of their tribesmen, the Jaivro would shrink the enemy's head to achieve several spiritual purposes. The Jaivro believed that their deceased relatives needed to be honored by the vengeful death of the enemy. They also believed that if they shrank the enemy's head, they effectively trapped his spirit so that it can harm neither the deceased relative nor the living tribesman. Although the heads served a religious purpose, they were also seen as trophies and served as warnings to enemies. After the celebration of such an accomplishment, however, many of the sansa were simply discarded. Making a sansa required an elaborate ritual. Once an enemy had been killed, the victors would carry his head back to camp. The head was then prepared. First, the hunters removed the skin from the skull by slicing from the top of the head to the neck. Then they disposed of the skull and stitched closed the eyelids and lips. Next, the head was boiled in a pot with special herbs and tanners before being molded, stuffed, and sewn shut. Sometimes the head would then be decorated with beads. Once complete, the sansa looked very similar to the original head, but was one-third the size. The hunters would then celebrate and show off the trophy to other tribe members and warriors in the victory feast called La Fiesta de Victoria. The Jaivro did not perform these rituals frequently and no longer do. However, in the past, collectors and tourists created a demand for sansa killings increased to make profits. The Peruvian and Ecuadorian governments outlawed selling the heads, but some collectors have managed to purchase them for thousands of dollars. Today, replicas of shrunken heads, which are made from leather, can be purchased easily.